Light the beam. It's time for Nerdy for 30, the podcast where we talk about nerdy-ish movies for 30-ish minutes. My name is Kevin Bauer, aka The Critic's Choice. With me, as always, the People's Champ, Tim Keck.
If you feel it, chase it, baby.
Feel it, chase it. And today, I'm rushing a little bit because we are doing a rundown of the Multiverse Saga. Tim and I are going to go through the Multiverse Saga so far and determine which of these projects get to stay in the Marvel canon and which should be eliminated from the canon. This does not necessarily mean that it's an entirely bad movie. There's a couple movies I think we're going to vote to cut that were still kind of fun. But at the end of the day, we are trying to hold it to a line of quality and an essential nature of the project that would make us vote for somebody to have to watch it in order to go through what we would consider the complete MCU watch. Tim, anything to add?
Oof. Okay. So yeah, there might be some heartbreakers in this, but sure.
Awesome. And I think the way we should do this is because, there's 34 projects in the Multiverse Saga. So to make sure we're not running long, I think we should both hit it with a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And if something gets an immediate 2 thumbs down, we just keep moving.
The
Sound
thumbs
good?
on the pod. No one's going to hear a thumb on a pod.
We can verbally say thumbs up as we show it to
I'll
each
just
other.
say yes. I'll do that. That's
Yeah.
good. Got to verbalize it. We have to verbalize it in this is an audio form.
Yeah, man. I'm not trying to do it just visual. Shout out to YouTube, though. Go on, subscribe. Toss a couple likes while you're there. Let's start it off. WandaVision. Tim, that's going to be a thumbs up for me.
That's a thumbs up from me. I think at that point we were all excited about it. It felt cool, new, original. And the biggest complaint was that the final episode became a Marvel movie. That was pretty great start to the Multiverse Saga, I think.
Yeah, that is insane that was people's biggest problem with it. Yeah, easy keep. Cool shit happens, and I hope we see more coming out of it. Next, though, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
It could have been a lot better. I think. I don't know. I love Anthony Mackie as Captain America. I don't think his movie should be on this list. Mm-hmm. So I think this would be probably a cut for me, but I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it.
I think it's a keep because we get John Walker. The stuff with Battlestar was really great. I liked him. This is going to be the first of a couple of these where I feel like if you had edited this down to like 3 episodes or a movie, then I'm all the way in. Like at that point, I'm like, we can keep this. So let's do a keep with a caveat that you got to trim off a lot of fat on this bad boy.
Sure.
All right. Next up, I'm going to vote the same exact thing. It's Loki. I feel like if you can take the first season of Loki and maybe add on the first and last episodes of season 2 and condense that into one thing, then I'm voting to keep on Loki. The TVA and stuff is great. There's a lot of cool stuff, but there's a ton of fat on this one. What do you think, Tim?
I could ditch Loki. I did not really enjoy it. I didn't care for it. I don't really need more Loki stuff. The Time Lord Zone shit. It doesn't really affect any other movies except for Deadpool, and they probably could have come up with something fun anyway, without this. So I ditched Loki for sure.
Interesting. Okay, so that's a one keep, one pitch. Next one up might suffer the same fate because I'm voting keep for Black Widow. Rewatch this one, not as bad as I thought. Rewatched it on like a chronological MCU rewatch. And it's better than like the first Thor. It's certainly better than the second Thor. There's a couple like slow moments in it, but overall, like Black Widow was a lot better than I remembered.
I think in general, the main movies for this, I enjoyed. I enjoyed the Marvel movies a lot more than I think we give them credit for. I would keep this for sure.
Awesome.
I think it's fun. Yelana's great. There's a bunch of new characters that we love. It's a fun rewatch. It's not essential, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, right there with you. What if? Double thumbs down?
I don't care. It's not the same world, so they can do whatever they want. We can keep it. We can get rid of it. Doesn't make a difference to me.
Cut that motherfucker. Cut it. Shang-Chi, double thumbs up.
Double thumbs up. Love Shang-Chi. It's awesome. I can't believe it's been 6 years or 5 years since we've seen him again.
Oh my God, I know. Real quick, if you're listening to this and you haven't seen Shang-Chi yet, Corey Barnes, I'm talking to you, dude. I just found out a friend of mine hasn't seen this yet. You got to see it. Shang-Chi's great. Shang-Chi might be the best standalone movie they did in this entire saga. Eternals might be the first heartbreaker. I'm going thumbs down.
I'd keep it. I don't think it's as bad as people think it is. I think this and some other movies in the MCU that people were disappointed in. I think people want new stuff. They say they want new stuff until they get new stuff, and then they don't want new stuff anymore. And I think Eternals is a fun movie. I think there's interesting characters in it. It's a unique take on stuff. I enjoy rewatching it. I'd keep it.
Interesting. I mean, I'll go. I'm on record on the episode about it. I loved this movie. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the watch. Have really enjoyed it every time I put it on since. It's just the only reason I'm voting to strike it from the record is because there's no way they bring any of these people back ever. They are gone. The reception was so bad. I think they're all gone, dude.
But that's because it flopped.
Yeah.
If we're talking about merit and what should be happening in a just world, they would be bringing them back, I think.
Yeah, we'll see. So 1 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down on that. I do feel good about it. Hawkeye. We got Kate Bishop out of it, and I thought it was overall a fun time.
That's a thumbs up from me. I've already rewatched it. It's a Christmas rewatch. Kate Bishop's awesome. Yolana's awesome. And you know what, Clint Barton? It's nice to see the fam again. So I'm voting for it. Yes.
Hell yeah. Double thumbs on that one, despite the stupid ass shit with the Kingpin at the very end. Spider-Man No Way Home. That's going to be another double thumbs up. There's no way it's
beautiful,
not.
Incredible, perfect. Love that movie.
God
Maybe the
bless
best
it.
MCU movie ever.
This one, kind of tough. Moon Knight.
No, I'm cutting it. It's terrible. I like Moon Knight as a character. The show was not great. I think they could, if they could erase this and just introduce Moon Knight in a different way, give him his own movie, make him the Batman of the MCU. I think that would be way, way better than what they have so far. And I'm not in a rush to see this version of Moon Knight again.
Yeah, right there with you. That's going to be a cut for me. Another cut for me is the next one out, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, I know you're saying, how can we cut the multiverse movie? This is the movie that introduced Patrick Stewart's Professor X to the MCU. This is the movie that had John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic and introduced the Fantastic Four. It doesn't matter. We're going to get all that later. It's fine. You can cut this. There's basically no consequences.
I like this movie. I thought it was fun. It's cool to rewatch it. It's neat. It's cool. You were definitely overhyped for this movie. You thought this was going to be the new Endgame, which I think we all were like, there's no way that's happening. And I think you set yourself up for failure trying to watch the Multiverse of Madness. It's great. I'd keep it.
No.
I like hanging out with Doctor Strange.
Dude, I've rewatched it. I love Doctor Strange. It's not hanging out with Doctor Strange that's the problem. I hate this movie. I fucking hate this movie, dude. I've tried to rewatch it so many times. I've reset my expectations to be like,
you haven't,
just
though.
the bottom of the barrel. It's
that taste is in your mouth, dude.
I hate
you can't get rid of it.
I don't like the tone. I don't like anything. I don't like this movie.
It's different. It's fun. It's new.
It's not fun.
People want new till they get new.
It's not fun. Miss Marvel season 1. This one kind of breaks my heart because, again, ultimately, I'm going to vote to cut it because I think we could get Miss Marvel later. And I think this show had an awesome pilot episode and a pretty goddamn good finale episode. And all the shit in the middle, it was like, what are you doing?
I'm keeping it. I like Kamala. I like Miss Marvel. I like this version of Kamala as a character. The show dropped the ball, but I'm excited to see her again, and she's fun in the Marvels. I like the show. It's not the worst one they've done.
Definitely not the worst one they've done. Ton of fun. She's great. She's magnetic.
She is a star, I think.
Oh, total
in
star.
This role specifically, she's great.
Shout out Iman Vellani. So 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down for that one. Thor: Love and Thunder. Double thumbs down?
No, I'm keeping this. I love this movie. I ride for this movie.
Are you cutting anything?
I think I've cut some things. I cut some things that I wanted to cut things that you wanted to keep. This movie is good. It's funny. It's great. They were going to make a comedy. The intention was for this to be a comedy. Then people went in and they're like, why is this a comedy? I knew when I was going in to watch it, it was going to be a comedy. And then everyone's like, this isn't what the MCU's like. It's different. It's fun. They're taking IP that we've seen a lot. We've seen a lot of Thor. Let's give him to a director. Let's see him try something new. Let's do a comedy version of this. I think this is what the MCU should be doing, is different genres, different vibes for movies in the MCU. I think this is possible. I think this is the direction the MCU should be going. I think it's another case of people want new till they get new. This is a comedy. People don't wanted it to be a generic MCU movie, and they're disappointed.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm not mad that it was a comedy. I'm mad that it was this comedy. I'm mad that it was like, there's these scenes that somebody described the scene of Jane and Valkyrie getting ready to go and like holding different wacky things up, like the boombox and stuff, as having the comedic tone of an American Express commercial. And that is perfect. That is exactly the vibe that all the lame scenes in this movie have. They feel like you're watching a commercial that's trying hard. I did not vibe with those parts. There's parts of this that I thought were really fun, but I mean, yeah, I'm definitely voting against this one.
I'm gonna rewatch it after this.
I am Groot shorts. I mean, these are a kid's thing. I'm voting to cut. We can totally cut them. We can leave them. I mean, I don't care. It doesn't make a difference. No impact on the MCU. This is another one that I really liked, but again, I'm trying to like really come at this with a refined look at like what is and is not essential to the main storyline. There's 34 movies in this. I'm like, what if you trim it down to the point where people might actually want to watch through it? Which is why She-Hulk, I am voting to bounce.
I like She-Hulk. I mean, I don't know. What do you mean? You would just want the essential core storyline of the MCU? Just a through line?
If you trimmed it down, if you trimmed it down to you just have to see these movies in order to roll into Doomsday, what would it be?
Then you could cut all the TV shows. But also, if She-Hulk is going to be in Doomsday or the next movie, then you got to watch She-Hulk. I mean, I don't know. She-Hulk's fun. Daredevil's in it. It's cool. I had a great time watching She-Hulk. I thought it was good. I didn't love the finale, but I enjoyed it. And I watch things, and I just want to enjoy things that I watch. So I would vote to keep it because I enjoyed it.
I mean, I think that's the thing too, is that I feel like I'm coming at this with an angle of like, it's truly not that I didn't enjoy this. It's not that I didn't enjoy Ms. Marvel. I liked both of those projects. It's just thinking about it from the perspective, which I guess I should have defined even more clearly at the beginning of this, of like, what are the projects that are really
essential for Doomsday,
or essential in the viewing order of the thing, but also very like steady inside of themselves. And I feel like that's something that hit a lot of the TV shows, is that they would have moments of greatness and they would have a lot of moments that just kind of meandered. And I think that's directly attributable more to like the Marvel production machine than it is to the specific creators and writers that went into these shows. Listening to the MCU book has been really interesting, hearing them talk about some things and like some choices that were made either by or against the creative committee they set up, where like the creative committee was lobbying against some of the most successful stuff that would go on to happen. So like, it's art by committee. It's literally art by committee. So sometimes you're going to get things that come out of that are really good. Sometimes you're going to get things that come out of that feel like a hodgepodge. And I think a lot of the TV shows felt like a hodgepodge. They don't have the steadiness that I would recommend somebody who's kind of out on the MCU to watch, to like feel more confident about it again. I think that's what I'm trying to lock into. Like, what are the projects where if somebody was kind of feeling out on the MCU after Endgame, you could give them this string of projects and they'd be like, actually, it has always been good.
I think that changes a lot of my answers, but I like She-Hulk.
That's on me.
I'm going to keep doing my thing. I like She-Hulk. It was good. I'd keep it.
Werewolf by Night. Loved this. Loved it. Thought it was so cool. Not essential to the MCU to me, so I would vote bounce it.
Not essential. Loved it.
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I think they did the best they could with what they had. I loved Namor, and I think you bounced this.
I did not like this movie. Namor was awesome. If Chadwick Boseman, RIP, is still around, I bet this movie effing slaps. I wish they'd recast Black Panther with Michael B. Jordan. I think that would have been awesome. Hopefully, maybe with this Doomsday thing, they can ditch Shuri and like somehow grow up, you know, T'Challa too, and get rid of Shuri as the Black Panther. I don't love it. Yeah, I would cut this. I don't think people need to watch this.
Yeah.
Unless you're looking for a touching send off to Chadwick Boseman, which I think you can kind of get elsewhere, to be honest.
Which, I mean, this is such a tough, strange movie, because like clearly, like it's a project that was made by people that were grieving in honor of a person whose passing is a genuine tragedy. And like the timing of it is just, it's crazy. It's crazy that you know, this guy emerged and was so clearly going to be this massive movie star, and then everything that happened. It just makes me very, very sad to think about it. Yeah, and it makes me feel bad for voting to bounce this movie. But again, it's like what ultimately came out of it, I don't think, in the spirit of what I'm trying to do with this list, it doesn't fit.
Which is wrong. Your spirit's wrong.
Yeah, dude.
Fun. Follow the fun.
My spirit's never been wrong. We can do a fun list later. Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. It's on the fun list. It's not on my essential list. Bounce.
Okay, it's not essential. It's fun. I love it. I like it. I wish they did more things like this. Give minor characters a chance to shine on the TV, on the Disney Plus app. If they can't carry a movie, they can carry a show. I like that's fun. Or a little one-off. I think the one-offs are underutilized. I'd love more hour-long specials.
Yeah, more hour-long specials would be great. Quantumania, easy, double thumbs down.
Quantumania sucked. It was really bad. I did not like it.
One of the worst movies I think I've ever seen. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I think this one can be bounced. Yes on the fun scale, no on the essential scale.
I mean, it's the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy, or at least reformats them. If we see these characters again, I think this is essential viewing for that. Star-Lord's going to be in Doomsday. I think it is essential viewing. I would also keep it. It's another movie I enjoyed.
Do you think we'll ever see the rest of the Guardians again?
I think 100% we could see them again.
Yeah?
100%. For whatever reason, I think Gamora's gone for good. Rocket, 100%. I mean, we could see Rocket for the next 50 years. I mean, it's just a CGI character with voiceover. Rocket and Groot could just be in the MCU forever. There's no shelf life on that. Chris Pratt, I think, is definitely coming back for Doomsday. Mantis could come back. I think Drax could come back and make an appearance. I think Mantis is more, they've really fleshed out Mantis. I would be excited to see Mantis again.
I would too. I mean, I'd be excited to see any of these characters again. Frankly, it's weird though. I kind of feel like the Eternals with them were like, I don't think they're ever gonna show up again outside of Star-Lord. And it's also weird where like, I don't think, it feels like they were James Gunn's, you know? So it feels weird to think about somebody else, like, even if it's the Russos, it feels weird to think about them bringing them in to this other movie, even though they used them in Infinity War. I don't know. It feels strange. Now that James Gunn left, it feels like he took his toys with him.
It seems that in Avengers Endgame, they're pulling together these different worlds, but they're a lot smaller. Like Guardians of the Galaxy is a smaller team that's kind of locked in. They've got 2 movies in a row. And now if they, bring all the teams in, they've got the new Avengers, they've got the Eternals, they've got, this whatever we were just talking about.
Yeah.
They've got the new Guardians of the Galaxy, which I think I would be excited to see again with Rocket and his crew. I think they could bring in all these other teams and just have them show up in some capacity. I don't know. It's a lot of plates to juggle. I'm not sure, but I love this movie. I think it's good.
So many plates. Next one, easy double thumbs down, Secret Invasion.
Yeah, this sucks. This is trash. MCU should be embarrassed.
So bad.
Whoever came up with this should be fired. I never need to see Samuel Jackson again. People's careers should have ended over this, I think. This is the most offensive thing I've ever seen.
I do want to see Samuel Jackson again, but I don't ever need to see him entering or leaving a room again. I was just joking around about how many shots we have that started before someone got into a room for no reason and lingered long after they'd already started walking toward the door.
I don't need Nick Fury in the MCU ever again. I'm done. I don't need Nick Fury in anything.
Oh, disagree on that too. I Am Groot season 2 already bounced. Loki season 2, we already talked about that. The Marvels. This one we both enjoyed a lot more than we thought we would. But again, overall, I know you get the beast at the end of it. But at the end, overall, I don't think it's essential.
I want to say from like an enjoyment scale, it's like Black Widow-ish to me, where I think rewatching it, I do enjoy it a lot more.
The cat scene is so funny.
The cat scene is so funny, but legit unlike great. Black Widow, it doesn't introduce any essential characters. So I think we could drop it for your context. I think it's better than people gave it credit for, though. It just doesn't enjoy. Even though every scene with Samuel L. Jackson and that sucks, and I hate Nick Fury, and I wish he wasn't a part of that movie. There are some big changes they can make to that movie to make it good. So you know what? Cut it. I don't care.
All right, that one's gone. What if we already cut Echo? I think we cut
I don't think I even watched the end of Echo. Like, who cares? It's not
No.
interesting.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Keeping that one.
Love it.
Yeah. It's a little weird to me that they did such a definitive send-off to, like, this would have been a fine send-off to the Fox movies. And now it looks like Doomsday is going to be even more of a send-off to the Fox movies. That is a little weird to me. Why are they dipping in the same pool twice?
I think that's a bad sign. I think it's a sign of desperation. They are trying to make this a hit again. You know, we talked about that with the Spider-Man, the next Spider-Man movie, how Sony wanted to do more multiverse stuff. And it's like, listen, you earn these things. You can't just spam the bring everybody back button. It doesn't work like that. You got to build to it. That's why it was so successful. And the fact that they're releasing the cast list, there's a certain tier of movies, you know, like New Year's Eve or Valentine's Day, anything with a holiday, where instead of the trailer is just showing you how many actors are in it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing of substance in it. I'm worried it's going to be one of those where it's cool to see these people, but nothing happens of consequence and it's not good. That's the worst possible scenario.
Yeah. We'll see, man. I heard tale online of some kind of a rift between the Russos and Kevin Feige, and it's just weird. The whole thing just feels weird now. I feel weird about the fact that it's the Russo brothers. Again, like it feels like they're just about to do Infinity War and Endgame again, but not even 10 years later. I don't understand why we're doing it. It's frustrating. I'm ready for it to just be X-Men movies in 2028 at this point. Agatha All Along. I did not care for this one. You and Spencer both loves it.
I liked it. I think this is good. I think it doesn't really feel like it's not a superhero movie. I think this is just a good show. It's just a good show and I enjoyed it.
All right. So let's one up, one down on that one. What if season 3 were already cut? Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I mean, I guess we'll see if this is connected to anything. Otherwise it seems to be completely disconnected from.
I don't think it's connected to anything. I haven't finished it, but I liked what I saw.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem essential.
It's weird to me, this list I'm reading. Yeah. Well, in like X-Men 97, like it's weird to me that X-Men 97 is not on this list, but Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is. I guess we'll see. Captain America Brave New World. Terrible movie. Bad movie.
I'd cut it. Who cares? It's not good. I mean, also, if we are keeping Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I think you were making an argument to keep, then we don't need this movie at all.
Oh,
I mean, this movie adds absolutely zero.
I would argue
this movie sucked.
I'd argue it takes away.
It does.
Daredevil Born Again, easy keep.
Loved it.
And Thunderbolts, easy keep.
Yep.
And the next one after that is Ironheart, which based on the fact that they're not marketing it at all, I feel like that one's probably going to be a pass.
That's going to be a skip. That's going to be a pass. There's no way this movie's going to be good, I think.
It's weird.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see some girl do Iron Man. Iron Man's the most impactful character in the MCU. They're bringing back Robert Downey Jr. because his character was so important and so impactful. And now we're going to have a little girl be Iron Man. You know, it's cool that, you know, she's a cool character in the comics. It's an interesting character. It can be done well, but to have her kind of come in and feels like replace Iron Man. No, thanks. Not interested. Not into it, especially because Spider-Man was being set up to be Iron Man's heir. You know, and in the second one, he's got all of the Stark tech. He's got the glasses. He's like got all this tech stuff. He is smart enough to do this. We've built that up already. And then this girl shows up in Black Panther and is just the smartest girl in the world and builds an Iron Man suit with no problem. And it's dumb. I don't like it.
That's the reason that I'm not down with it. It's just because it's like the fact that we didn't really see a struggle for this character to get like the access. I hate that they started Ironheart in Wakanda, where she has access to all this incredible technology. The character felt shoehorned into the movie. It felt like they just needed to introduce her there so that they could then spin her off into something else. Like it just reeked of studio notes. And it sucks. The big problem with like a lot of these projects on this list where it's like, they'll be like, all right, cool, we're going to put in a female protagonist, but then they don't bother to put any of the work into the narrative and the plot and making sure that the protagonist is growing and facing challenges. So like, it's just frustrating to see. It's the same problem we talked about with Captain Marvel, where it's like Brie Larson is not the problem with that movie. The fact that the movie starts and she's already great at all this stuff and has to remember who she is, which then robs us, the audience, from getting to know who she is. And we just spend this movie with a person that we don't know or recognize, who doesn't have like any connections to anyone. It's not a recipe for making the audience like a character.
Yeah, it's like Marvel thinks Girl Boss is a character story, and Girl Boss is just it's a thing, if you show up as a girl boss and you are a girl boss, whatever. I mean, it seems condescending. I just don't think I think they think girl is enough. Here's a cool girl. And it's like, yeah, but girls are people too. And to make people compelling story wise, they have to grow, they have to change, they have to face challenges, they have to overcome them, they have to fail, they have to succeed. We need to see conflict. And just here's a girl who's going to girl boss. Also, the fact in Wakanda Forever, she gets this awesome, super cool Iron Man suit. Mm-hmm. Everything we see her do will be a step down from that. They took away her cool suit. So now we are only going to see worse versions of Ironheart. So it's just another disappointment. It's another letdown. I don't like it.
It had potential. It's just like I feel so strange about the way that they decided to go about it. So that's all we have until Fantastic Four coming out. So let's run down how many we kept. Will you keep count when I read off the titles?
I won't. I can't count.
All right, I'll do both.
Save my life. You're gonna have me do math now. I do numbers. What do you want me to do? Okay, I'll try to. I'll try. It's not gonna go well.
All right, WandaVision. Are you gonna?
That's the one we're keeping.
Yeah, we're keeping WandaVision.
Okay,
are you gonna count it? Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
2.
Loki.
3. We're keeping Loki?
We're keeping Loki, but we're condensing it into a movie.
Oh, I'm not keeping Loki at all. What do you mean? I didn't think we were condensing stuff. This whole list is fraudulent. I call fraud.
It's we were condensing.
You're just like, we're going to Loki, but completely different than this. That's not. Don't keep Loki. We can't keep Loki.
All right, cool.
Then we could do different versions of all that.
We
should keep Moon Knight and just make it a good movie. You can't do these semantics. Well, I think let's keep Quantumania, but make it good. Like, what are we talking about here?
All right, you're right. No edits cut. So WandaVision is there. Falcon and Winter Soldier is there. Black Widow is there. That's cool. 3. Shang-Chi, that's 4. Eternals, that's 5. Hawkeye, that's 6. Spider-Man No Way Home makes 7. Then we have Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness makes 8. Miss Marvel makes 9. Thor Love and Thunder makes 10. She-Hulk makes 11.
Why are we counting right now? What's the point of the counting? Are you trying to get the least number of things to get people caught up?
Yeah, I'm trying to see how many we shaved off. How many we decided were just completely, vestigial. There's
half the stuff they made is not essential. I can tell you that right now. 15, we could get this down to 15. You know what? Eternals, if you want to do essential stuff, Eternals, not essential. Who cares? They can be gone. Like, I feel like I'm more interested, Kevin, in do you think the Multiverse Saga was a success? Do you think it accomplished what it wanted to accomplish? Do you think we're going to look back on the Multiverse Saga the way we looked at the Infinity Saga? Do you think I don't know. We're actively talking about things to cut from this that aren't essential. But I think if we went back through the Infinity Saga, that's not even really a conversation we're having, right? We're just saying Dark World wasn't great. We could drop that. We're saying, I don't even know. I think the Infinity Saga is pretty solid. It's consistent. It seems to have some kind of a vision. Mm-hmm. And this has really been, the Multiverse of Madness has been kind of like a weird shotgun blast.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been all over the place. I definitely don't think it's been successful. It really feels like, obviously we talked a lot about Chadwick already, but it does feel like they partially had to scramble because Chadwick wasn't there and because Captain Marvel didn't work and didn't connect with audiences. Because, again, reading that MCU book, it seems like they really put a lot of their chips in that basket and then just weren't able to deliver. So between weird contract stuff with Sony delaying things, with Spider-Man and the pandemic and Chadwick's passing and Captain Marvel not connecting with audiences. And I think probably also like Eternals not connecting with audiences. I think it really changed around what they thought they were going to be doing. Also, I mean, my God, like Jonathan Majors, we didn't even talk about the fact that like Jonathan Majors was set up to be this big bad and then got ripped out. It just feels like this whole thing kind of ended up failing.
Yeah. It does not feel nearly as intentional as the first string of stuff. And you know what? It felt like they were just focused on good movies and building out specific characters. The Infinity Saga felt character focused. The fact that I don't know, how do we not get a Shang-Chi 2?
They just had too much other shit in the pipeline they were trying to push out. I think you're 100% right.
Shang-Chi should be throwing this thing on his back. He should be like carrying this into the future. Namor should be a big part of this, what they're trying to do. Miss Marvel should be a big part of what they're trying to do. But instead we got She-Hulk, who's like, I don't know how that's going to translate to the MCU. We've got Moon Knight. They don't need him around. They've kind of sprinkled in this Young Avengers thing, but they've also just introduced the new Avengers. But also the Falcon Captain America is making a different Avengers. It's just all kind of all over the place. And I think, I don't know. I think they wanted to do something different and they just kind of went for it and they started creating a bunch of projects. But I think if you're going to do this multiverse thing, you commit to characters and you commit to making movies that are going to build characters.
Yeah.
Because then you can go off, you can do a Shang-Chi, and then when he shows up in Doomsday, you're like, I know who this guy is. You can go off and do an Eternals and you can bring them back in Doomsday and you can feel like we really know who this guy is. And it just seems like instead they were like trying a bunch of weird things and it's too big. There's too many groups. And I don't know, like when Thor shows up, he's a badass. We'd already had 3 movies with Thor. Mm-hmm. We'd already had 3 movies with Iron Man. We'd had 3 movies with Captain America. Like those were characters we loved and cared about. I think the fact that they introduced Shang-Chi and we haven't seen him in 5 years is like a huge problem. And the fact that we're excited about Multiverse of Madness, not because we get more Doctor Strange and we get to explore that character, which I think we did, but the selling point for that is that we get to see, Patrick Stewart again. Like, come on.
It's a bad foundation. It is weird. I think you're exactly right. I think they got lost in the sauce of trying to set other shit up in these movies instead of leaning into each individual movie being the best movie it can. Somebody pointed something out where it's like the post-credit scenes in the first couple phases always pointed to the next project. It was the next one that was already coming out in a couple months. So it got you excited for that. All the shit they hyped from like 2021 to present has been for things that still haven't paid off, if they ever will. Brett Goldstein's Hercules, sure. Are we ever going to see it? Who the fuck knows?
I forgot about that.
I think by this point, I think Kit Harington is out as Black Knight. Mahershala Ali has a voice cameo in that scene because they couldn't decide what Blade looked like yet. And now we might not even be Blade. There might not even be a Blade. Like, that's crazy, dude. That's absolutely crazy. And they really got over their skis on this. So my hope is that they learned from the experience. And it seems really clear that they're trying to do like a hard reset of the universe and like maybe go forward with like Fantastic Four and X-Men movies. And I just hope that they lean really hard into those just being good movies and kind of back off the gas a little bit in terms of the connected universe.
I feel way better about Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, the standalone movies going forward. I feel, for whatever reason, I feel more confident that they've kind of figured out what works and what doesn't, and they're trying to right the ship. It feels like they're trying to cash in on this big Doomsday thing, and I don't think they need it. They could just do an Avengers movie. Just make an Avengers movie. Bring in a few people. It doesn't need to be this huge multiverse thing. You don't need it to make this huge thing. You can keep laying the groundwork for something fun that works. Like, we should be getting sequels of things. I also don't think all this stuff needs to tie in. It's cool in the TV shows. I mean, I like She-Hulk, and they're like referencing Abomination, and Wong's there, and it's a fun way to have these minor characters cross over. But in the Infinity Saga, these characters weren't mixing and matching. They were showing up in a post-credit scene. They were a nod to a thing. But Captain America, the first whatever first Avenger was a standalone thing, and he was after the Tesseract, and then they decided, hey, they basically just took a bunch of MacGuffins and made them each a stone. That was all the planning it took. Like the only thing they needed to set up was the fact that we need 5 MacGuffins. One of them's gas, and they just somehow turned that into a stone. And everyone's like, cool, yeah, we're gonna suck this gas out of Natalie Portman, and it's the Soul Stone or whatever it was, or whatever.
Dude, that franchise did suck the gas out of Natalie Portman.
It just seems like, they're hard. They just kind of lost track of stuff. And I think whatever they need to do to reset, these Doomsday movies are bangs. You know, you broke up with the guy, you're cutting your bangs, you're getting a tattoo, you're dyeing your hair, you're buying a motorcycle. You need like a reset so that you can start approaching this going forward. But yeah, the Jonathan Majors thing is crazy. I mean, you just pointed out all these things that are like devastating blows to this, that but they weren't setting themselves up to success, but there was also things out of their control that just kind of tanked it.
That's the thing. I think it was bad preparation meeting bad circumstances, and I kind of think I genuinely think this is maybe kind of the worst case scenario for how this phase could have gone for Marvel. Like I think this was like the worst outcome, the worst timeline in their parlance or whatever. So,
how do you feel? How do you feel about Captain America, or not Captain America? How do you feel about Fantastic Four going forward? Good, bad, indifferent?
I feel good. I think they're hiding something with the plot, because like all they've shown is the very basic Galactus plot that we've seen before. And I think that my theory is that's not really the whole plot of the movie. I think that's maybe the first half. And then I think some other wild shit happens that they're totally hiding. What do you think? You feeling good about it?
I agree. I think the end of this movie is setting up the Doomsday thing.
Yeah.
And I think
it's too fast.
It's interesting. How do you feel about Doomsday? Do you feel good, bad, indifferent? Do you think they're going to land the plane on Doomsday?
I hope. I'm going to have a decent time watching it regardless. I think, I don't think it's going to be substantially worse than like anything else that we've talked about, but I feel better about the stuff afterwards than I do about like Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Me too. I think that's a terrible sign though, is I'm excited. I'm more excited for the sequels for these characters they built. I'm more excited for Captain Marvel 3 than I am for Doomsday.
Yeah. Honestly,
I don't think that's good.
We'll see. We don't even have a trailer yet. Listeners, what do you think? Let us know. Send us an email, nerdy430@gmail.com. We'll talk about it on the show. Next week, we'll be back maybe with The Last of Us Season 2. We'll see. Mm-hmm. We'll find out. We'll talk to you then. Until then, stay nerdy, everybody. Bye.
Stay nerdy. Bye.